I tried to boost my credit score and it tanked instead. My name's Reece. I'm 36, living in Manchester, and after years of renting, I finally saw the perfect flat. 1 bedroom, walking distance to the tram, and just enough space for me and my books. It wasn't luxury, but it felt like possibility. Something I could build on. I booked an appointment with a mortgage advisor the next day, full of nerves and excitement. She smiled as she took down my details, tapped a few keys, and said, "Okay, let's check your credit score." Her face changed. "It's not where it needs to be. Not bad, but not good enough for what you want." I blinked. What? I've never missed a payment in my life. I left the meeting with a pit in my stomach. I couldn't stop thinking about it on the way home. I paid my bills. I wasn't in debt. So what went wrong? That night, I sat on my bed, laptop open, typing frantically. How to boost credit score UK fast. Get mortgage, ready in 30 days. Fix credit score online 2025. Hundreds of links, blogs, ads, YouTube videos. One kept popping up at the top. Instant boost, get mortgage, approved sooner. FCA, checked. Trusted by thousands. It had trust badges, glowing reviews, even a stock photo of a smiling couple with keys in hand. It looked safe, professional. What did I have to lose? Click. It asked for 24.99 month. Not free, but not insane either. Try risk-free, the site said. So I signed up, entered my name, NI number, bank details, authorized the credit assistance team to act on my behalf. As soon as I hit submit, I felt 2 things show up and something else. That small voice. The one that says, double check this. But I ignored it, because I wasn't thinking about risk. I was thinking about that flat. I was thinking about walking through my own front door. Reece sat at his kitchen table, scrolling through the Instant Boost homepage for the 3rd time. Everything looked clean, modern, exactly what he expected from a legit credit assistance service. It wasn't just the design, it was the little things. The green padlock in the browser, the FCA registration claim, a bold money-back guarantee banner. Customer reviews quoted things like, "My score jumped 87 points," and "Finally mortgage, ready in 3 weeks." It was late, nearly midnight, but urgency buzzed in his veins. He kept picturing that flat. The corner where his reading chair would go, the kitchen he could finally call his own. He didn't want to miss the chance because of a technicality in his credit history. The site promised a quick fix. Raise your score in 30 days. 0 effort. We do the hard part. Then came the offer, 24.99 per month, cancel anytime, no upfront fees, no contracts. It even said, secure, encrypted, FCA compliant. Reece hesitated, then thought, banks charge more in interest just for blinking wrong. This is nothing. He clicked, get started. First name, last name, address, national insurance number. A short message appeared. To verify your accounts, please log in through your bank's secure portal. It redirected to a page that looked identical to his bank's login screen. Clean, crisp. Even the logo animation matched. He paused, then thought, it must be open banking. Everyone uses this now. He typed in his login credentials, got a text notification from his bank, and confirmed. Done. A confirmation screen blinked up. You're on your way to a better credit score. Your account manager will be in touch soon. No alarms, no red flags. Reece leaned back, oddly relieved. He'd taken action. That always felt better than sitting in limbo. But there was a tiny voice whispering in the back of his mind. You just handed over your bank login and NI number to a company you don't know. He brushed it off. He was in IT support. He'd seen worse. Besides, the site had said they were FCA registered. They had logos, testimonials, even a contact number. Still, he didn't get a confirmation email. Not right away, at least. And 2 hours later, he noticed something strange. His banking app logged him out. When he tried to get back in, it said, unusual login attempt. Please reset your password. His stomach dropped. Reece had taken the bait, and something told him this wasn't going to be a simple refund situation. By the next morning, Reece received his first email from Instant Boost. Your credit pathway has begun. The message was vague but enthusiastic. We've activated 2 credit builder tools to optimize your score, it read, followed by a link to an unfamiliar site called FlexiBuy. Reece clicked through. It was a catalog store offering overpriced electronics and household goods. He had never heard of it before, but apparently he now had a £500 credit line with them. A second email rolled in from another company called Easy Credit Solutions saying he was pre-approved for a £200 credit builder loan. No signature, no phone number. Just a generic credit team email address and a link to set up a repayment schedule. Reece blinked. He hadn't agreed to any of this. But according to Instant Boost's terms buried in small print had authorized third-party products designed to enhance creditworthiness. He felt uneasy but told himself, maybe this is how credit building works now. Then came the final surprise. A prepaid debit card arrived in the post. With it, a letter, "Welcome to your credit optimization account. A small monthly maintenance fee of £7 will be automatically deducted. This helps keep your file active." Reece stared at the card. He never asked for it, never activated it. But somehow, it was all moving without his clear consent. Emails kept pouring in, spend small, pay on time. Use your credit lines to show positive behavior. Your score will thank you. But the more he read, the murkier it got. There was no login portal to track anything. No customer dashboard. Just scattered emails, vague PDFs, and companies he didn't know existed 48 hours ago. Then Reece did something he should have done earlier. He searched the FCA register. These weren't credit-building tools. These were traps, legal or not. He wasn't sure. But they'd created financial fingerprints in his name, all under the guise of helping. And he'd paid for it. 3 weeks after signing up with Instant Boost, Reece logged into his banking app and frowned. His balance was off another £7 gone, quietly debited again by that prepaid card company they'd set up. He didn't remember agreeing to that. No notification, no invoice. Just a line that read, "Boost Card Services Limited." "All right," he muttered, scrolling. "Let me check the actual credit score." He logged into Experian, then blinked. His score had dropped by 61 points. Wait, what? Scrolling through the report, he saw a hard credit inquiry from a lender he didn't recognize. And worst zone of the catalog accounts Instant Boost opened had marked a missed payment. Reece stared, baffled. He never got a card. Never even got login credentials. How could he miss a payment for an account he couldn't even access? Panic surged. He emailed Instant Boost support. No reply. He called their support line. A pre-recorded voice chirped, "All agents are currently assisting other customers. Please stay on the line." He stayed. For 18 minutes, then the call dropped. He called again. Same loop. Back on the site, he tried to log into his dashboard, maintenance error. That night, he barely slept. Every ding of his phone made his heart race. He wasn't just frustrated, he felt violated. He'd handed over sensitive data, his NI number, banking info. Now strangers had used it to open accounts he didn't control. He Googled Instant Boost Scam UK. Dozens of threads popped up. Reddit, Trustpilot, digital forums. Stories that mirrored his, dropped scores, no replies, vanished accounts. One commenter wrote, "They tanked my score and ghosted me. Had to call Experian directly to fix it." Reece sat frozen at his desk, staring at the screen. It hit him. He'd been scammed while trying to build trust in the system. He wasn't just back where he started. He was worse off, deeper in the credit hole, now with damage that could take months to clean up. He wasn't angry at the company, he was angry at himself. For not checking the FCA register, for not reading the small print, for thinking shortcuts were smart, and most of all for learning the hard way that quick fixes often come with long-term damage. Reece sat in silence for nearly an hour that morning, the weight of the scam finally sinking in. Then he snapped into action. First, he cancelled the prepaid card attached to Instant Boost. Then he called his bank and flagged the earlier $24.99 charge and recurring £7 debit. He filed a dispute. Next stop, Action Fraud UK. He filed a formal complaint online. It didn't undo the damage, but it felt like reclaiming a little power. Still anxious, Reece signed up for a free credit report through ClearScore. It gave him weekly updates, tips, and even explained what affected his score. At least now, he could track things clearly. But what really changed everything? He booked a free session with a local credit union's debt advice team this time, fully FCA regulated and completely above board. The advisor was calm, kind, and brutally honest. "There's no such thing as a fast, guaranteed credit fix," she said, "but there are safe ways to rebuild." She gave him a plan. Register on the electoral roll to boost identity trust. Apply for one small, manageable credit card. Use it monthly only for groceries or fuel and always pay in full. Avoid payday lenders and catalog accounts. Monitor his credit report monthly for suspicious changes. The advice wasn't flashy. It wasn't quick. But it made sense. Reece followed every step. In 4 months, his score didn't shoot up, but it stopped falling. The hard inquiries faded. The missed payment issue was under dispute, and slowly, his trust in the system and himself returned. The fake fix had taught him a real lesson. There's no hack for trust. Just time, discipline, and doing things the right way. And most importantly, Reece no longer felt like a victim. He felt informed, intentional, in control. Reece sat at his kitchen table, scrolling through his credit report once more. No new surprises, no sudden drops, just steady progress. He let out a long breath he didn't realize he'd been holding. He thought back to that first moment of panic flat he wanted, the mortgage rejection, the desperate Google search. "I thought I was being smart," he muttered. "But I gave my future to scammers." It stung. Not just the money he lost, or the credit dip, but the feeling of being tricked by something that looked professional. Sleek website, tidy FAQs, even a fake FCA tick. It had all felt so legitimate. Now, when friends ask him how to boost their scores, he keeps it real. If it sounds fast and easy, it's probably fake. He doesn't recommend apps, he recommends patience, real habits, real tools. The flat he'd once dreamed of? Still out of reach for now, but it no longer feels impossible. He's climbing again. This time with both eyes open. Reece smiles at the idea that real security isn't built in a month. It's built in every smart, steady choice that comes after the fall. Moral lesson: shortcuts in finance often cost more in the long run. When it comes to credit, slow and steady protects your future. CTA ending. Follow for more real stories about money traps and how to escape them. Subscribe for weekly breakdowns on how to protect your finances and rebuild smart.